This is the Nomatic method luggage that was designed to be extremely lightweight, okay, durable, and to be able to pack more than any other piece of luggage at this same size. Let's see how it does. It's available in a carry-on size and in a check-in size. They've got multiple colors, including a nice looking green and gray and blue. This is the black. Now, first of all, I want to talk about this weight. They say 6.9 pounds. I'm coming in at about 7.2 right now, which is very light for roller luggage. Of all my favorite rollers, this is about 1 pound to 3 pounds lighter. Super durable polycarbonate shell macrolon. This is very standard, apparently one of the strongest materials you can get for the weight of it. We've got a zippered enclosure with TSA locks here on the top and an expansion feature I'm gonna show you in a second. 3-stage trolley, okay? 1, 2, 3, and then in. What do I think about this handle? Solid, no frills, just a button on the top. You do have this kind of cool looking Allen wrench down in here. It looks replaceable and fixable. This feels like they all have jiggle in them. This feels solid enough. I like the 3-stage thing because it's a spinner. Sometimes stage 2 or 3 is gonna be better than stage 1. Now, one of the very interesting value propositions here is they say that this can hold up to 20% more stuff, and I'll tell you why they think this can happen. One side is compression, which this kind of compression does go a long ways. You strap everything down, and then you compress this over. And then this side is all zipper, but what you're gonna notice right away is there is no liner. There's no extra craft padding, any bits and bops in here that are in the way. Everything you're looking at is completely minimized. You'll see, I don't know if you can see this, these reinforced corners on the inside here on both sides. You'll see like little bits and bops right here. This is for the handle to attach the handle to. Same thing over here for the TSA lock. Just the most minimal incursions into your space as possible. So, a couple other interesting things. Number one, this is not a fabric or liner material, so it wipes clean very easily. You have any sort of spill or something like that. But there's also no, because there's no liner, there's no hammocking of that stuff anywhere. So you are looking at, like, what you see is what you get. And that's not the only thing that makes this pack more than other pieces of luggage at this same size. Before I get into that, a couple things. Notice that there's no bolts or machinery in here for the wheels. We're gonna talk about that in a second. Also, on this zippered side, you do have 2 meshes, and inside of here, there is a hidden tracker pocket. Just back behind here a little bit. You put your air tag in, and it's safe and secure in there. The sleek, clean lines and just like minimalism of this, it feels utilitarian. It feels like useful. It feels pro. It feels pro. Doesn't feel like luxury, and it's like that pro side of things that's like, no, I'm gonna use this. Not the pro side of things that's like, well, I want to make sure that I look really refined. I need to send a signal that I'm like, you know, name brand fucking Louis Vuitton. Speaking of sending a signal, this episode is brought to you by Vaer. Vaer watches are not gonna break the bank, but they look so good. I love this chronograph with the leather strap. I also like these field watches, and I went for one with a white face in the 36mm on this one. Their designs are tasteful. They highlight American assembly, and I love that I can get lots of different straps for the same watch, giving me the ability to change it up. A watch is a great little way to church it up. I wear very casual clothes. Half the time in my life, I'm literally barefoot. But throwing on a watch like this, a little bit of that cream face with a leather strap, or even just something really classic and just simple, kind of, I don't know, like, it's is it rustic? I don't think, this is more rustic. There's something I've always loved about a white face, that Timex style, and their faces just look great. If there's a discount I can get for you, it'll be at the link in the description below. Shout out to Vaer for sponsoring this video, and you know, check them out. They're not like the kind of timepieces that you gotta like mortgage, you know, take a mortgage out on your house for. And yet, like, this looks and feels so classy, right? Church it up a bit with Vaer watches. So another thing about this product here is it is stronger. Not only do we have this 100% virgin Macrolon shell kind of thing, which is pretty standard on lots of products out there. We've got Hirsoon 360-degree silent wheels with a nice little like Nomatic branding on there. Can you see that? Life on the move. But like we saw on the inside there, these are not like a bolt going into the shell itself, which is one of the common places that a piece of luggage like this breaks. That shell starts to tear and rip over time because of how much pressure is being put on the wheels. Instead, they micro-welded these on. I don't know what micro-welding is. It sounds great. But their testing has been extensive on these. Running it through all sorts of like tear strength and corner drop, water repellency, dimension stability, caster drops. This is all on their website. And they have a manufacturer's lifetime warranty on this stuff. You know, Nomatic has come a long ways. I've been covering Nomatic's gear for I almost want to say 10 years, for a really long time, from their very first products, I think. And they've continued to innovate and update. But what I see in the perspective behind the designs is these guys are making things that are very, very much tuned to the professional traveler who wants uber organization, lightweight. With this, it's not organization. With this, it's as much capacity as possible. You have the water resistance and all the durability and abrasion and yada, yada, yada. And you have one more thing. The full perimeter expands to give you from 9 inches to, I think, 10 3/4 inches, which is also great from like packing it expanded. And then you can step on the damn thing and then get it back together. This lightweight thing has become really important in air travel, right? Airlines are getting more and more feisty, even in America, with weight stuff. So coming in, as they say, 6.9, I'm measuring it at like 7.2 pounds, which is lighter than most of the things that I've ever covered on this channel. You feel that lightness, but then you have the expansion, right? That's big. Then you have the fact that it fits more stuff. You might not need to expand because you could just fit more stuff. Then you have the durability and the warranty, along with like a great telescoping handle and a TSA lock for you with the keys and stuff like that, and spinners, silent spinners. You know the deal? You know the deal about going sideways down the airplane aisle? Let me give you a sense of how I would pack this thing out. I'm putting my shoes like this so I can compress them down like that. I might even put my running sandals on top. 2 pairs of pants, and maybe I'll go like this. No, just go like this. 2 pairs of pants, my Western Rise Evolution, and then my Lives In Eco Trek pant. Pair of shorts. I got 5 shirts here. A long sleeve merino from Western Rise, my long sleeve sleeping shirt from Free Fly, a Rourke button up, which is super lightweight and thin, my X cotton tee from Western Rise, a proof merino, seed on sort of like active shirt. Layers, I use a very thin, lightweight, sort of wind rain jacket from Florence. My Western Rise Transit over shirt, which I love as a great layer because it's also kind of churches it up. It's like a button-up shirt, but it has a little bit of warmth. And then a merino hooded sweatshirt from Aviator. Super thin and lightweight and doesn't take much space in the bag, but it adds a lot of warmth, especially if you team it up with a merino long sleeve, then that, then like the Transit overshirt, then this. This is all the clothes I need I go for a long time with this. Maybe throw some undies and socks in one of these meshies. Now I have got so much space left over here. This is a hard shell case on the side where the zipper is, so I can actually put tech gear, camera stuff. I can put pouches that have a bunch of things that I need for what do you need? You need to bring flippers? Where are you going? You need to bring a snorkel and a mask. Pull this compression thing over just to show you how this works. I mean, it's not like it's rocket science, but this ends up being potentially really great because those are pulling down from, you could push this with your hands, it's pulling down from down there. And look, I mean, just like lightning, bullets, butter, scotch, cookies. So that's without any of the expansion, right? For a $300 something roller, this is, this is pretty damn interesting. The idea that it can actually pack more, which I think is true. The not having a liner on the inside is super interesting. I haven't seen anybody do that in luggage stuff. That just seems to be religious law. You have to have a liner. It makes it so that, it makes it so whatever. You're covering up everything that you have to do inside to make this thing work. Whereas these guys are showing it all on the surface, and then they've like customized that so that it can be as minimized as possible. I think it's genius. I think it's really interesting. So you should check this thing out when you're looking for luggage next. Give this a solid thought. I'm updating my luggage page to include this at matterful.co/luggage. And while you're there, you should get on the Travel Glad free email course, matterful.co/travel glad. Bunch of tips and tricks, stories, ideas on how to make travel more, glad, less feisty, less. Traveling is so, if you've been around, you know my deal on this. There's nothing like getting out and going and then coming back to where you live, right? Oftentimes we're just thinking about where do I want to go? I'm a little bit of the mind, honestly, it doesn't matter much where you go. So much of the value for me is in coming back, and then I see my room, I see my life, I see what's going on in a little bit of a different way, and it gives me an opportunity to make adjustments to my life. If you're find some place where you have a friend and go travel there. And something like this, where, I've always been a one-bag travel kind of guy. I like to just travel with a backpack. In fact, I love to travel with, I'll do a video here soon on packing for quick trips in one bag that fits under the seat in front of me. You're doing just like a weekend away, a long weekend. You don't need to bring a full thing. I love one bag travel. The truth is, as I've traveled more, either with my kids and family or with friends, everybody that I know still is traveling with rollers. And there's good reason why. I can pack so much in this and just have a day bag, a perfect little day bag for hiking and cruising around. What's your take on this? What questions do you have? What did I leave out? What are your concerns when it comes to luggage? I mean, I'm a little bit of the mind, you can go to Amazon, you can spend, $90 and get something that's gonna survive several trips. You just have a little bit of that, you get what you pay for thing, and how that can bite you in the ass with luggage is, it has teeth. It has teeth when you're out and about and that travel day on your way back because your wheel broke or because your zipper came undone or it's ripping and you have to tape it up. It's all right, you paid $90. So that means you saved, about $200 on this. There's if you know the deal about Arc'teryx, Patagonia, when you amortize the cost of that over the life of the product, you're spending so much more money with cheap products. That's the story, this idea of buy it once and buy it for life. I think luggage, if you're using it really hard, you could easily get 10 years out of something like this. Not the same with a lot of cheap luggage because zippers, wheels, handles, trolleys, all of these moving pieces, all these moving parts, that's exactly where the cheap stuff ends up costing you, right? Don't take my word for it. The more important thing is just get out there. Go see the world. Their slogan is life on the move. I love that. I think it's good. So shout out to Nomatic. Shout out to Vaer watches. Click links below because it's at no cost to you. It supports the channel. And sometimes there is a discount associated. I'll see if I can get us a discount on some of these watches. Okay? And it lets them know where you come from. And I'm over here trying to put money on the table, still talking about the gear that I love for the lifestyle that I think matters. Okay? How we doing? How you doing? Should I do a little, is that enough of a ramble? It's probably enough of a ramble, except for this one thing. If you're in life, and you're struggling or you're worried, you're trying to figure out what's next, here's a piece of advice. Surf the wave you have. What if you don't have to invent something out of thin air and just start cobbling things together? What if there's a way of looking at your environment, your opportunities, your resources, your network, and saying, what is the wave that I have, and can I be surfing that? Can I be working in that direction instead of, I don't know if you feel this, but I feel a tremendous, like I have to go into the laboratory and create something out of nothing, my creation! And my friend just said, well, just surf the wave that you have. And I found that to be not only encouraging, but strategic, like a solid strategy for deciding to do what's next. Because we do what's next, and then what's next presents itself to us, and we do that. And then what's next presents itself, right? Surf the wave that you have. Find yourself, be yourself, everyone else is taken. Bye.